Dear beloved people of God, today we celebrate the Palm Sunday or the Passion Sunday, and with this we enter into the most holy week of our liturgical calendar. We celebrate the triumphal entry of Jesus into the city of Jerusalem. He goes to the city to fulfill the will of his heavenly Father in obedience to him. So today let's reflect on who Jesus is. Why does he enter the city of Jerusalem, and how does he enter it? And finally, the lessons for us. He is the one predicted in the Old Testament as the servant of Yahweh. As we find it in today's first reading, taken from the book of prophet Isaiah, Jesus, during his earthly ministry on earth, as the servant of Yahweh, he was always ready to listen to his heavenly Father. And in this relationship at prayer, he was much strengthened. Also strengthened to face all that would come in his life. When he was tortured, he did not retaliate. When he was reviled, he did not revile in return. He accepted all the sufferings willingly. He was firm in his belief that God is with him all the time in all his sufferings and would never abandon him. The second reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Philippians invites us to reflect more deeply into the person of Jesus Christ and presents him as the supreme model of the humble, obedient, self-sacrificing, self-denying, and self-giving service. St. Paul was urging the Philippians to practice what Jesus practiced in their relationship to one another. The passage is a hymn or a poem. Perhaps it was used in the early Christianity as a hymn that was incorporated by St. Paul in his letter to the Philippians with some modification to set Jesus as an example of humility and to rebuke pride. The hymn says, though he was in the form of God, Jesus did not regard equality with God as something to be grasped, as something to be exploited, but emptied himself, taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of man. He humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even death on the cross. Therefore, God has highly exalted him. These few lines reveal a lot of things about Jesus Christ. First, it speaks about the three states of Jesus' existence. First, the pre-existent state, the earthly state, and then the exalted state. It presents to us the descent of Jesus to the low point of the cross, to be a slave and to die an ignominious death, only to be followed by his exaltation in the subsequent events. That is a beautiful word, kenosis in Greek, which means emptying, self-emptying. The hymn says he emptied himself. Yes, Jesus emptied himself of godly glory, kingly glory, and godly authority and became a slave. Kenosis also means to pour out. Jesus got rid of all kind of selfishness, every thought of self, and poured out his fullness to enrich others. He became obedient unto death, and therefore God exalted him highly. A point to be noted here is this: Jesus accepted the will of the Father to die on the cross as his servant voluntarily, not coercively, for the love of you and me, for the redemption of the world. Today, as we celebrate the Palm Sunday and remember the triumphal entry of Jesus, let's remember that he entered the city of Jerusalem seated on a donkey, which points again to his humility. He heard a lot of chants of Hosanna to the Son of David. He knew these same chants would turn into crucify him chants. Jesus did not allow anything to affect his mission. He was well focused on his mission to die on the cross. So, my dear people of God, as we enter the most holy week of our liturgical calendar, let's reflect on the readiness of Jesus to suffer for others and upon his humility. Are you ready to suffer for others? Are you ready to get rid of your pride and ego? I wish you a meaningful and holy week. May God bless all of you.